Hello, good day everyone. This is your teacher friend Liz. How are you? So today we will be recalling all of the topics that I have discussed with you under trends, networks, and critical thinking in the 21st century as a recap or review material for your midterm exam. So I have shared with you pointers. We will have trends, fads, examples of trends, types of trends, examples of fads who stated that trends never turn on a dime, its reversals build slowly, and the first sharp dip always find buyers, and the first sharp rise always find seller. How to spot a trend, what is trend analysis, what is trend spotting, what is trend spotter, what is trend style, what is projecting trends, what is the constant thing in this world, what are the steps to spot a trend, what is intuitive thinking, that's module 2, what is strategic analysis, how intuitive thinking differ from strategic analysis, how would you apply both strategic analysis and intuitive thinking when it comes to decision making, which is very important. Then we move on to module 3, which is all about labor and migration or globalization. So there are questions there, citing example in real life scenarios, examples of globalizations, examples of cultural exchange brought by globalization, the main reason why people migrate from one country to another, the latest unemployment rate as of January 2023 from psa.gov.ph. I have shared that with you in the form of live and active game activity last time, and the effects of labor migration, positive and negative effects of globalization, and last part, the last 5 questions, 46 to 50 are all the latest trends in Google's. The first 3 are identify the countries indicated in the map or in the figure using the test item as your clue. So we have conducted a simulation of this, although I rearranged the choices just to add some thrill and challenge for you. And there are some questions, like 2 or 3 questions that different, but if you understood everything, then you will know which is which. Alright, so let's start. What is trends? What are the latest phone models that you have today or that you are interested in buying? What about the hottest news today about celebrities? Or what is the trending crazy dance move that are in today in social media? What about the latest online mobile games or online games that you guys have been playing recently that is making your girlfriend mad at you? Well, all these questions are what we call the trend or the current trends of our existence. So what is trend? Trend is a continuous development towards something new or different, or it simply reflects on what seems to be going around at any given time. Like how Sanders, Soper, and Rockwell in 2019 defined trend as recurrent phenomenon that takes place over time and give rise to speculation on the future. It can be in any area: fashion, pop culture, entertainment, social culture, economic, and our political dimension. Speaking of pop culture, recently in the Panaad Festival, Cadiz City actually won in pop cultural dance from Cadiz City, the VMT dance group. Wow. Congratulations to them. It's a pride of our city. Well, trend is a sequential pattern of change. Alright, speaking of trend, we have 2 types. We have mega and microtrend. So what is mega? From the word itself, we know that it connotes bigger trends that has a greater impact when it comes to global scale. So when we say mega trend, these are the trends that have an effect on a global scale. So what are these most significant forces of change? We can say technology. Technology is here to stay with us. That these are large, that once in place, it can influence a wide range of activities, processes, and perception. Possibly would stay for like 5 to 10 years or a decade or more. So they are underlying forces that drive change in the market or global market and everyday lives. Example of that is IoT or Internet of Change, AI, robotics, migration to cities. These are just in today examples of megatrend and a lot more. What about microtrend? So magsiling ka gani micro, gamay lang siya nga trend. These trends try to rise to popularity quicker, then leave the trend cycle faster. So these are short-lived trends and specifically to some sectors or markets. Example is a growing popularity of plant-based diets, the increasing use of augmented and virtual reality, usually stays for 3 to 5 years. So, magsiling ka gani short-lived phenomenon or short-lived trends, you might get confused that it's almost similar to fad, but it's not. Although both of them, fad and microtrends, refers to a short-lived term or phenomenon, but it's different, no? Magsiling ka nga fad, it's a short-lived phenomenon or intense burst of interest in a particular product, service, or activity. And they are driven by novelty, excitement, or social influence, and they often fade quickly once the initial excitement wears off. What are you thinking about? So, nag-example ako sa last time, that we can consider trends and fad and similar in spirit like in true love and infatuation. So magsiling ka gani fad, kapag sinabi mong fad, it's like personal attraction towards the opposite sex, but just for a fleeting moment. Madali lang siya nag-fade. Whereas trends, you can consider it a long-term relationship or true love. Damo na makarelate that. So when we say fad, for example, is fidget spinner, Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go crazed that swept the world in 2016, and it was a fad that generated a lot of excitement for the first few months, but ultimately lost its appeal as people move on to other things. What about microtrends? Magsiling ka microtrends gani? They have a more enduring effect or impact compared to fads and represents a larger shift in an attitudes or preferences. And sino naman sino yung nagsabi that trends never turn on a dime, its reversals build slowly, and the first sharp dip always find buyers, and the first sharp rise always find sellers. So that was a statement from Allan Farley. But what does it mean? So himay-himay yun to na lang since we are already talking about his statement. So, in Farley's statement, it simply reflects a common pattern observed in financial market, known as trend reversal. For those who are into finance, they know that. A trend reversal occurs when the price of an asset changes direction from its previous trend. So what does it mean? For example, a stock. A stock has been consistently increasing in price, and a trend reversal would only occur if the price suddenly starts decreasing. So it's like we must to prepare to act quickly once they become more apparent. Next topic, how to spot a trend. An examination of a trend and speculation on its likely impact they will have in the future is what we call trend analysis. Trend analysis is the process of collecting information and attempting to spot a trend or a pattern. Like Sanders, Soper, and Rotwell define trend analysis as an examination of trend phenomena. What about trend spotting? It is the process of identifying trends, like attempting to see the future in the present situation. Trend spotter with ER. So, kapag sinabi mong trend spotter, it refers to people or a person who notice and report on new fashions, activities that people are starting to do. Trend style. What is trend style? Trend style refers to the fashion and design trends that are popular at a particular time. It encompasses the clothing, accessories, colors, and patterns that are currently in vogue. Trend style can vary from season to season and can be influenced by factors such as culture, music, art, social media, and sometimes fashion designers, influencers, and trend forecasters often play a role in shaping and reshaping the trend style as they introduce new designs, new styles, and new concepts that captures the imagination of consumers. What about projecting trends? Your clue is projecting. It is an act that assumes the future that will be a global or a logical extension of the past. 5 ways to spot a trend. We have discussed anticipate change, see it coming, distinguish between short-lived fads and long-term fads, long-term trends. Make sure your options are realistic, create a competitive advantage. But we will be talking about the different or the 4 steps on how to spot a trend. The first one, identify the problem. Okay? Second is collect the data. Gathering data is essential to spotting trends. You can collect data from a variety of sources, including surveys, social media, customer feedback, sales data, and industry reports, etc. The third one is analyze data. So you will find these questions from your midterm exam. So if you're watching this, then I'm pretty sure you will get all of this correct. The second one is collect data. The third one is analyze data. Once you have collected your data, you need to analyze it to identify any patterns or trends. So you must look for changes in customers' behavior, market trends, and industry developments. And the last one is develop hypothesis. So based on your data analysis, you can develop a hypothesis about what you think is driving the trend. Your hypothesis should be based on the available evidence and should be testable. So going back, what makes up a trend? So let us differentiate the trends from a fad. In the previous lesson, you have learned that fad is like a flash in the pan and for a day in nature. Whereas trend is a conceptualized idea that has a prospect of providing or having a continuing influence for a longer period of time due to its increasing sustained presence and effect or even demand among its consumers in the case of product in particular. So that's the difference between a trend and a fad. We have the three elements that point out a trend or trends. We have basic needs, drivers of change, and innovation. When we say basic needs, these are forces that have been shaping human behaviors for years as it is necessary to sustain life, food, shelter, and clothing. Second one is drivers of change. As the constant thing in this world is change, there are no trends without change. So drivers of change is considered as one of the most well-known and comprehensive publication series as it investigates the key global issues and trends driving change in our societies and markets. Innovations refers to changing process or creating more effective processes, products, and ideas. Let's move on to Module 2. This is just a recall. Intuitive thinking. What is intuitive thinking? What is strategic analysis? Let's talk about intuitive thinking and I will give you a practical scenario or example to enlighten you. When we say intuitive thinking, every day we make changes, or we make choices, rather, in our lives. Sometimes our decisions are based on impulses that we need to face along with the unfavorable consequences of our own actions. It is the process of making decisions based on gut feelings and instincts rather than logic that is intuitive thinking. Kapag sinabi mo namang strategic analysis, it is a process of developing strategies to achieve a specific goal. So naka-layout siya, may strategies siya. Are you failing or getting poor grades in exams? What good habits can you develop to address that problem? Whom can you approach to improve your grades? So what are the threats such as events or situations that prevent you from focusing on your studies and other factors that can help you improve your skills? So strategic analysis can be a way to turn your weaknesses into strengths and to take advantage of situations that will boost your confidence as a student. So it will guide you in staying on course towards finishing senior high school. So let's give you the statement. Whether it's intuitive thinking or strategic analysis, say if it's true, if the statement is true, and false if the statement is false. Number 1, intuitive thinking is known as the flashing of insight. What do you think? True or false? Well, the answer is true. Second, intuition, like rationality, is one of the tools of knowledge. Is it true or false? It's true. What about third one? Rational thinking is better than intuitive thinking. Is it true or false? The answer is false. Number 4, analytical mind usually exercises strategic thinking. True or false? Of course, it's true. Number 5, intuitive thinking involves a more spontaneous, instinctive, and unplanned process of solving a problem. I have given emphasis on the important clue word. True or false? The answer is true. Number 6, intuitive thinking doesn't necessarily require a careful planning in advance. True or false? The answer is true. Getting the right person to do a task is one of the key points of strategic thinking. True or false? The answer is true. Number 8, intuition and reason complement each other. True or false? Yes, the answer is true. How about analytical thinking is characterized as brain-centered, focused, and time-bound. True or false? The answer is true. Number 10, analytical tools are not needed in intuitive thinking. What do you think? True or false? The answer is false. Now, how intuitive thinking differ from strategic analysis? I will give you a practical scenario or example so you can enlighten and picture out what does it mean. Because I have cited there some questions that requires you to think logically and to think, apply your intuitive thinking. Remember that during our class for Module 3, when it comes to globalization, I presented you some pictures and we analyzed each picture is presented in the slide, like the oil spill in Mindoro, flooding inside a classroom, the low rank of our country when it comes to frontier technology, all those pictures that requires you to apply your intuitive thinking. Alright, let's consider a scenario wherein a company that manufactures and sells electronic devices is experiencing a decline in sales. In this situation, the company could use strategic analysis to identify potential reasons for the decline and develop strategies to address the issue. So, applying strategic analysis to address this issue in a company, first, defining the organization's mission is very important, vision and values. So the company's mission may be to provide high quality, innovative electronic devices to its customers, while its vision may be to become a leader in the industry. Second is conducting a market analysis. This is based on strategic analysis, so may logical sequence tayo. Conducting a market analysis, the company may analyze its external environment, including competitors, customers' needs and preferences, and market trends. For example, the analysis may reveal that the company's competitors are offering similar products at lower prices, so may competition siya. Kompetensya sa, or that there is a shift in customers' preferences towards more environmentally friendly devices. Number 3 is conducting an internal analysis. The company may assess its internal resources, capabilities, and strengths, such as its manufacturing processes, marketing strategies, and brand reputation. Or number 4 is identifying strategic issues. Based on the market and internal analysis, the company may identify several strategic issues, such as the need to reduce costs, improve product quality, or expand into new markets. Pareho lang ito sa dalawang cellular network na nagko-compete with each other, like let's say Globe and Smart. I will not use that example, but just citing na kung sino yung mas better at mas mura yung data if the person is more on heavy users for data. So he or she would prefer those that will give her or him the best benefit. Alright? So parang ganito rin dyan. If you will be applying strategic analysis, may logical sequence ka o pattern or things that you will need to analyze and just step by step. You would develop strategic options. You would evaluate strategic options, selecting what's the best strategic option, and based on the evaluation, the company may select the most appropriate strategic options, such as reducing production costs through outsourcing, and develop an implementation plan to execute the strategy. So through this process of strategic analysis, the company can identify potential reasons for the decline in sales and develop effective strategies to address the issue, helping it to stay competitive and achieve its mission and vision. So this is one of the practical scenario wherein strategic analysis is being applied. How about a practical scenario wherein we can use or intuitive thinking would be most considered applicable compared to strategic? Let's consider a scenario wherein a company is trying to decide whether to pursue a new innovative technology that has not yet been proven in the market. In this situation, intuitive thinking may be more appropriate than strategic analysis. You will find out why. The decision to pursue a new technology involves a high degree of uncertainty and higher risk. and there may not be sufficient data available to conduct a comprehensive strategic analysis. In addition, the market may be rapidly changing, making it difficult to predict the future trends and customers' needs. So, in this scenario, intuitive thinking may be helpful in the company to make a decision based on its gut feelings and personal experiences. For example, the company's leadership team may have a track record of successful innovation and may have a strong intuition that the new technology has potential in the market. They may also have personal experience with this technology or a strong belief in its potential. Para itong naniniwala ka sa meron kang dalawang choices, yung isa versus the dalawa. And you can only choose among or one among the two. Pipiliin mo yung dalawa, they have different skills that can help your company to move further. They have potentials but in different areas, pero dalawa sila. While yun sa kabila naman, isa lang siya, like 2-in-1, but she or he is new in the industry or in a certain field of skills. So, hindi mo pa na-prove if hiring that particular single individual would actually be beneficial to your company. Let's say, isa lang yung papasweldohan mo dahil isa lang yung pipiliin mo. But you're not sure if that person is capable to perform the same job that the two person can. Pero, you might also consider that you know this person outside the company or outside the workplace, and you have a strong intuition that this person has a greater potential that can drive you further and move your company towards the top. See? That's an application of intuitive thinking. So how would you apply strategic analysis and intuitive thinking when it comes to decision making? So I have cited their examples of globalization. So this is just very easy examples of cultural exchange by globalization. Let's say, what is globalization again? It is a process of interaction and integration among the people, companies, and governments of different nations, or a process driven by international trade and investment and aided by information technology. So this process has effects on the environment, on culture, and on political systems, on economic development, prosperity, and on human physical well-being on societies and around the world. Examples of cultural exchange. Kapag sinabi mong cultural exchange, ano ba yung nauunawaan mo or unang mapasok sa isip mo? It refers to the process by which people from different cultures shares and learn from each other's beliefs, customs, practices, and values. We have social media, we have internet everywhere, we have technology everywhere. You can communicate with foreign people outside, foreign educators and leaders, and ang kanilang culture nakikita mo in the form of arts, movies, music, the type of music they have. So it's para na lang nag-share kayo ng kultura. A person who searches for a job, what can you consider that person as kapag yung isang tao ay palaging or frequently searches for a job sequentially? Ano ba yung meron? Or ano yung matatawag mo sa taong ito? A person who searches for a job sequentially, does it accept the best job offer after applying for a pre-specified number of jobs? They can be considered as someone who is using a job search strategy based on a threshold rule. So this means that this person set a minimum standard for a job offer and will only settle for what he or she deserves the best. That's why naghahanap siya ng different job that will fit his or her skills. I have also questions about compensation system. This is in line with globalization. Pero ang tanong dyan is kailangan mong maunawaan kung ano ba ang compensation system. Compensation system refers to the policies, procedures, and practices that an organization uses to determine how much to pay its employees for their work. These can include salary, bonuses, benefits, and other forms of compensation. So the compensation system can have a significant influence on migrant work, as it can affect the ability of migrant workers to earn a fair and equitable wage for their labor. So you already have the idea of what compensation system is and how it can influence the migrant work. So you will be able to answer the question that follows after that. And for the last 5 questions, these are the current trends in Google. So the first three is very easy. What is the first country in EMEA with an RPA developer national qualification? So we conducted the games for that. You already know that. The first country leading in blockchain adoption according to Statistical Insights. You already have an idea what is that. But anyway, I have there the figure. And the questions, it's the same exact question. When you search this in Google, you would have a single answer. 48 among the top countries ranked top in terms of the number of quantum startups. The global trend actually is said to be at the number one spot, which is around 36%. So what country is that? And if you are a kind of person who has this photographic memories, looking at the figure of the blank map, you will know what map is that indicated on the figure. And those latest news in ABS-CBN affecting or concerning about agricultural products affecting millions of Filipinos. So you will need to check on that, the latest, and as well as the current or the most famous remote English online platform that is currently making its history in Malaysia. That's the latest, friends. So far, that is all for the coverage of the exam. I hope na nakita niyo yung video nito at maliwanagan kayo kung what are those possible questions that will come out on your midterm exam. And I'm pretty sure that everyone would pass. Speaking of answering, so I have shared with you that there is an answer sheet that I will be providing with you. You will need to use black ballpen for writing your name on top of it and pencil to shade the letter of the answer. So let me show you the figure here. Alright, this is the answer sheet. So I will be the one to provide you the answer sheet for our midterm exam in Trans Networks and Critical Thinking in the 21st century. So you will need to use a black ball pen writing your name on top. Kung hindi siya kaigo, then write it on the topmost part of the answer sheet. Okay? And when it comes to the letters, from numbers or item number 1 up to 50, I have here 4 circles for the letters from A to D. So you only need to use your pencil to shade completely the whole circle of the letter of your choice. So kung letter A mo answer, just shade the letter A only. And if you change your mind and change your answer, just mark it with a X. Just cross it to indicate na mali yung sagot mo. Or you can just simply erase it with your pencil eraser. But make sure it's neat and clean. Okay? So I wish you all the very best, and I hope that you will get 75% of the tests correctly answered, or even more than that. Good luck and see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.